Ron has gotten into genealogies. He's probably pretty good at these things. So, how is he saved? Well, the Roman chief captain then calls out a guard for Paul to take him to Caesarea. Now, this is not arrest, is it? This is protective custody. You know, he calls the centurions, make 200 soldiers ready, 70 horsemen. This is like going up Death Alley in Baghdad with American cavalry, don't you think? I mean, you got, look, you got 200 soldiers, 70 horsemen, 200 spearmen. I mean, does this raise your issues in your mind? I mean, what's going on here? This is like taking someone out of Baghdad, taking them down to Kuwait, who the so-called, what are they called, the Ba'athist extremists want to get. So something's going on here. Now, I don't think they would do this for any Roman citizen. And how does Paul get letters from the high priest in the first place? Who is he at such a young age that he can have such an entree? And who is his nephew that he can just walk into the Roman citadel, talk to the captain, and get this kind of a guard? And how come Paul isn't frightened to go into the temple when he's warned that this could happen to him? And how come the soldiers are ready and rescue him all of the time? And how come he stays in Agrippa II's palace when he gets to Caesarea? There's all kinds of issues that you could raise. Line 35. I will hear you fully. And he commanded him to be kept in Herod's palace. Herod's, why is he kept in Herod's palace? Why is he put in the Roman dungeon or prison? Herod would be Agrippa II at this point again, because I think Agrippa II is his kinsman, that's why. But anyway, that's my own personal view, and you can look at the genealogy at the back of James and you can decide for yourself, but that's not a proven point. I agree, it's just a suggestion. Okay, some more debates. The Ananias fellow comes down again, and there's someone with the name of Tertullus. Like Tertullian, the early church father. I mean, I've never heard of this person. But one thing they do say, we find this man, line 5, a perfect 24, a pest, moving rebellion among the Jews and of the world, and a ringleader of the heresy or sect called the Nazareans. The Nazareans. You look at the Greek, by the way, someone says that we're not doing it right. Nazarei is what it says. Not Nazareans, it says Nazareans. And the Nazareans has nothing to do with Nazareth, nothing whatever to do with Nazareth. So what that means, I have no idea. I've tried to piece it together for you. In Hebrew, the word can mean to be keepers of, in the sense of keeping the secret of. In any event, again, line 14, it's called the Way, which we call a heresy. Whether these are authentic debates or Greek history style debates, all this is going on before Felix, the Roman governor. I don't know where he was introduced. Is Felix introduced here? Yeah. Line 3. Most excellent Felix, we are so grateful to you. We accept your judgment with all thankfulness. All this obsequiousness to Felix, who is a brute and a murderer. We know his history from Josephus. Just go look into this idea that they're pests, disease carriers. Agrees with a letter we recently dug out of the trash pits of Egypt from Claudius to the Jews of Egypt, warning them against entertaining in their midst disease carriers who were spreading the bacillus, if you like, of revolution around the Mediterranean world, warning them of accepting such, well, agitators in their midst. I think that's a parallel to what we have here, that he's being accused of being a ringleader of this sect of troublemakers. We don't know they're pacifists yet. The Romans don't know they're pacifists. The Romans don't know they believe in another kingdom. The Romans don't know that they're not causing agitation. The Romans can't distinguish between extremist zealots and Nazarene Christians who are supposedly pacifists as we see them now. For the Romans, these are all disease carriers, upsetting the status quo. And Paul is one of them. And he said, no, I'm not one of these people. And you can read this debate. And when Felix had heard these things, again, the line 18, the certain Jews, the sum again appeared to cause problems here, and everything had to do with the resurrection of the dead, Paul says, line 21. But that's not what the whole problem is about. Anyway, Felix heard these things, and he put everybody off, something like the Greek governor did in Corinth, who was Seneca's brother. Felix is another Pallas, a very high person in the Roman administration in Rome's brother. Seneca's brother was, what was his name in Corinth? The governor that Paul beat the Jewish complainant, supposedly, or let the Jewish complainant be beat. What's his name? My memory is slipping on me here. I should be able to remember these things. You guys have read it more recently than me. Let's see. Anyway, where is it? Well, it'll come to me in any case. It's the episode where Paul is where the Jewish leaders in Corinth are beaten. Gallio, Gallio. This is very similar to Felix here. So, in any case, he rejects these charges. He leaves Paul basically at liberty. But his own people were not to come to him, supposedly. Because one wants to ask, why didn't the James people go down and visit Paul in Caesarea? Why didn't they go and arrest the James people? Why are they just arresting Paul? And how come nobody seemed to go down and inquire after his welfare? He's supposed to be under arrest here for 2 years, but it's a loose house arrest. But anyway, Felix comes with his wife Drusilla. That's accurate. His wife is Drusilla by this point, who was a Jewess. The only thing that is not accurate is she wasn't a Jewish, because Josephus says she left the religion of her forefathers to marry Felix. So the very thing she wasn't is what Acts says she was. But Acts doesn't tell her who she really is, that she's an Herodian princess, does he? See, we know she's an Herodian princess from reading Josephus, but Acts doesn't tell us that. We say, well, yes, but what it does tell us is wrong.